Put your phone down, close that door. Because what I'm about to tell you today, it's going to shift something inside you that's been sitting crooked for a long time. You've been staring at that man, haven't you? Watching him, studying him, trying to figure out if what he feels for you is real or if you're just decorating his life until something better comes along. You've been asking your girlfriends, do you think he loves me? You've been reading his texts twice, 3 times, trying to decode a period at the end of a sentence, like it's the Da Vinci Code. You've been laying in bed at 2 a.m. asking God, is this the one, or am I fooling myself again? Sister, I hear you. I see you. And today, I'm going to give you the truth. Not the sugar-coated, feel-good greeting card version. The real one. The one your mama should have told you and your daddy should have shown you and nobody ever did. Because here's the brutal truth. A man in love doesn't leave you guessing. A man in love doesn't leave you decoding. A man in love doesn't leave you crying in your car at a Target parking lot wondering where you stand. When a man is falling in love with you, every single one of them, every last sign. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know it, you can't be fooled again. So sit tight, baby. Let me break this down for you the way only Steve can. See, here's what nobody wants to tell you about men. We are simple creatures. We are not the complicated puzzle women think we are. Women, y'all are the complicated ones. And I mean that with all the love in my heart. Y'all got layers. Y'all got feelings underneath feelings underneath feelings. A man is straightforward. If he's hungry, he eats. If he's tired, he sleeps. If he wants you, he shows up. If he loves you, baby, the whole world is going to know it because he can't hide it even if he tried. And that's what I need you to hear today. A man cannot hide love. He can hide lust. He can hide interest. He can hide attraction. He can hide guilt. But love leaks out of a man like light through the cracks in a door. You can't stop it. You can't cover it up. You can't disguise it as friendship or convenience or we're just talking. When a man is falling, he is falling in front of everybody. And the first person who should see it is you. Now, here's what's been happening. Somebody taught you to overlook it. Somebody taught you to make excuses. Somebody taught you that love has to be earned, chased, begged for, worked for, sweated for. Somebody taught you that if a man is confusing, that's just what men do. Let me tell you something, sister. That is a lie from the pit of hell. A confusing man is not a man in love. A confusing man is a man who is convenient with you, but not committed to you. And I need you to write that down and put it on your bathroom mirror. Let me break down what's really happening inside his mind when he's actually falling for you. Because ladies, we don't fall the way you fall. Y'all fall like a leaf, slow, spinning, drifting, taking your time, appreciating the ride. A man doesn't fall like a leaf. A man falls like a piano out of a 5th-story window. Boom, loud, sudden. And once he hits the ground, he's not getting back up. That's the difference. When a woman is falling in love, she talks about it. She tells her friends. She writes in her journal. She plays the sad songs and the happy songs and the songs that remind her of him. She processes it out loud. But a man, when he's falling, he doesn't have the words. He doesn't have the vocabulary. He hasn't been taught how to express what's happening to him, so he shows it. Everything he cannot say, he does. Every emotion he cannot name, he acts out. And that is the one sign. That is the whole secret. That is what I want you to look for. A man in love becomes an action. He stops being just a person and starts being a verb. He is doing, he is showing, he is arriving, he is protecting, he is providing, he is planning, he is calling, he is texting, he is remembering, he is anticipating. He is standing between you and the world like a wall built out of nothing but the fact that you exist. That is love in a man. That is the sign. Not what he says. What he does when nobody's clapping for him. Now listen to me carefully, because this is where women get tripped up. A lot of you have been listening to what he says. You've been holding on to his words like they're a receipt from God. He told me he loves me. He told me I'm the one. He told me he's just going through a lot right now. Baby, words are cheap. Words don't cost a man a thing. A man will say anything at 11 p.m. that he won't remember at 11 a.m. But his actions are the invoice. His actions are what he's actually paying for. And a man only pays for what he values. So the first sign that a man is falling in love with you, the biggest, the loudest, the one that every single man shows without exception, is this. He starts protecting your peace. He starts guarding your name. He starts making your life easier just because you're in his life. He doesn't announce it. He doesn't hashtag it. He just does it. You go to the car and the gas tank is full. You mention you're tired and he stops asking you to drive over. You tell him about a stressful day at work and he shows up with your favorite food, no questions, no invitation, no you want me to. He just knows because he's been paying attention, because you have become his study. I knew a woman once, let's call her Maya. Maya had been in a situation for 2 years with a man who told her every week that he loved her. Every week, like clockwork. He'd send a good morning beautiful text. He'd tell her she was the one. He'd tell her he wanted forever. And Maya, she believed him. Because when a man says forever, a woman wants to believe forever. But here's what Maya didn't realize. In 2 years, that man had never met her mother. In 2 years, that man had never introduced her to a single one of his friends. In 2 years, that man had never once shown up to something that mattered to her. Her sister's graduation, he had to work. Her promotion dinner, he had a headache. Her grandmother's funeral, he sent a text sister to a funeral. Then Maya met a man named David, and David didn't talk much. Wasn't the type to send those flowery paragraphs. Didn't post her on Instagram. In fact, in the first month, Maya was almost convinced David wasn't that into her because he wasn't running his mouth about it. But here's what David was doing. David was showing up. David was there. When her car broke down at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, David was there in 20 minutes, sleep still in his eyes, tools in his hand. When she got the flu, David dropped off soup on her porch, didn't even ask to come in because he knew she didn't want to be seen looking rough. When she mentioned offhandedly that her favorite author was doing a reading downtown, David bought 2 tickets before she finished the sentence. Not because he loved that author, because he loved her. And that's when Maya learned the difference. The first man loved the idea of her. The second man loved her. And you can always tell the difference because the man who loves the idea of you will talk about you, but the man who loves you will move for you. Now hear me on this because I don't want you to miss it. When a man is falling in love with you, his time starts belonging to you, not in a controlling way. Not in a possessive way, in a natural way. See, a man's time is the most honest thing about him. A man will tell you he's busy. A man will tell you he's stressed. A man will tell you he's got a lot on his plate. But a man who is falling for you will find time. He will make time. He will manufacture time out of thin air. because you have become the thing he's rearranging his life around, whether he admits it or not. You want to know if he loves you? Look at his calendar, not his mouth, his calendar. Where is he investing his hours? Where are his weekends going? Who is he thinking about when he wakes up? And who is he thinking about when he goes to sleep? A man's love is spelled T-I-M-E, because a man understands what a woman doesn't always understand. Time is the one thing he cannot get back. Money he can make again. Energy he can rest and restore. But time, once a man gives you an hour, that hour is gone forever. And a man doesn't give away his time to a woman he doesn't love. He just doesn't. Y'all can twist and turn it 1,000 ways. That is the truth. So the next sign, the one that every man in love shows, is he starts making room. He rearranges his life to fit you in it. He was going to the gym on Saturday mornings. Now Saturday mornings belong to breakfast with you. He used to watch the game with the boys on Sunday. Now the boys are welcome, but they're welcome at his place because he wants you close. He used to be a solo traveler. Now every trip has a "you should come" attached to it. He is building you into his rhythm. And a man does not build a woman into his rhythm unless he plans on keeping her in it. Sister, I want you to understand something. Men build. That's what we do. We are builders by nature. We build businesses. We build houses. We build reputations. We build empires. And when a man falls in love, he starts building a life. And you will know he's building a life with you because he starts using words like we. We should try that restaurant. We should take a trip. We should get a place with a yard. We should. We should. That word, we, is the most romantic word in the English language when it comes out of a man's mouth, because it means he has done the math. And the math says you are part of the future. Now here's where a lot of you get in trouble. Some of you are dating a man who says I instead of we. I'm going to buy a house. I'm planning a trip. I'm thinking about relocating. And you're standing there thinking,
where do I fit in this?
Sister, if you have to ask where you fit, you don't fit yet. A man who is falling in love with you does not have to be reminded to include you. He is already including you. He is already imagining you in the passenger seat. He is already picturing you in the kitchen. He is already thinking about what your kids might look like. He doesn't say all that out loud because a man doesn't always know how to say all that out loud, but it's in him. It's already in him. Let me tell you about another woman. Let's call her Rachel. Rachel had been dating this man for about 8 months. Nice man, handsome man, successful man. But Rachel kept feeling something was off, and she couldn't put her finger on it. Everything looked right on the outside. He took her to nice dinners. He said the right things. He introduced her to his coworkers. But Rachel had this nagging feeling, and Rachel is a smart woman. So she paid attention to that feeling. One night they were sitting on his couch watching a movie, and he was scrolling on his phone looking at real estate. Big, beautiful house, 4 bedrooms, backyard, pool. And Rachel, thinking they were on the same page, said, "Oh, I love that one. Look at that kitchen." And that man, without looking up, said, "Yeah, I've been thinking about buying next year. Not we, not us." Rachel just sat there, nodded, smiled, didn't say a word. But inside something clicked, because that man in that moment told her the whole truth. He was building a future. She was in the present. 3 weeks later, Rachel ended it, not with a fight, not with drama. She just told him, "I don't think we're building the same thing, and I'd rather be single than be a placeholder." And you know what he did? He apologized. He begged. He said, I didn't mean it like that. But baby, when a man doesn't mean something like that, he doesn't say it like that. His mouth had already told on him. His mouth had already leaked what his heart wasn't willing to admit. Rachel walked away, and within 6 months, she met a man who used the word we from the third date. We should try that place. We should plan for the holidays. We should think about a dog. And that we wasn't presumptuous. It wasn't fast. It was natural. Because he was already all in, and he was letting her know. That is what love sounds like coming out of a man's mouth. Not I love you. We. That is the tell. That is the sign. Now let me talk to you about the next sign. And this one, sister, this one is going to hit different, because this is the sign a lot of you have been missing. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts caring about the details. And I don't mean the big obvious details. I mean the small ones, the ridiculous ones, the ones you didn't even know he was noticing. A man in love notices that you take your coffee with 2 sugars, not 1. A man in love notices that you sleep on the left side of the bed. A man in love notices that when you get anxious, you play with the ring on your right hand. A man in love notices that your voice goes up a little when you're excited and down a little when you're hiding something. A man in love becomes a student of you. He is studying you like you are his major in college, because that's exactly what you are. And here is the truth that I need you to write down. A man who is not in love with you is not paying attention. He is not studying. He is not noting. He does not know your favorite flower. He does not remember your best friend's name. And he could not tell you your mother's birthday if his life depended on it. Because he's not listening. He's not present. He is in the room with you, but he is not with you. And you can feel that, can't you? You can always feel when a man is with you, but not with you. Because there's a coldness inside the warm. There's an absence inside the presence. There's a not really here underneath the here. But a man in love, he is present. He is in the room in a way that fills the room. When he looks at you, he sees you. When he listens to you, he hears you. When you speak, he doesn't interrupt to fix it. He doesn't rush to solve it. He just holds space. Because he has learned that sometimes you don't need him to do anything. You just need him to be there. And that is a level of emotional maturity that only comes when a man is truly, deeply falling. Now, ladies, I want to pause right here and tell you something important, because I don't want you to walk away from this and start grading every man you meet with a checklist. That's not what I'm doing today. I'm not giving you a checklist. I'm giving you a lens, a way to see. Because too many of you have been walking around with your eyes on the wrong things. You've been looking at his job. You've been looking at his car. You've been looking at his height. You've been looking at his smile. You've been looking at how he makes you feel in the first 30 days. But sister, the first 30 days will lie to you. The first 30 days will sell you a dream. Any man can pretend for 30 days. Any man can put on the show for 30 days. But nobody can pretend for 6 months. Nobody can pretend for a year. The truth always comes out. The truth is always in the ordinary days. Not the anniversary dinner, the Tuesday. Not the birthday getaway, the random rainy afternoon. That is where love lives. In the ordinary, in the boring, in the everyday. So when I tell you a man in love shows one sign, I don't mean one dramatic moment. I mean 1,000 small moments that add up to a life. I mean the way he texts you when he lands from a flight. I mean the way he saves you the last piece of dessert. I mean the way he holds the door, not just the first month, but the 60th month. I mean the way he mentions you in conversations you're not even in. I mean the way he brags on you to his friends. I mean the way he brags on you to his mother. I mean the way he brags on you to strangers at the barber shop. Because a man in love wants the world to know. He is not hiding you. He is not keeping you a secret. He is not waiting for the right time to introduce you to his family. He is not still figuring things out. Baby, a man who is falling in love has figured it out. He has done the math. He has run the numbers. He has looked at his life and looked at you and made the decision. And now he is just executing. Every day, executing. Every day, moving in your direction. Every day, closing the distance. That is what love looks like in a man. Not confusion. Execution. Now let me tell you about another woman. Let's call her Tasha. Tasha had a good man, and she almost lost him because she couldn't recognize what she had. Tasha had been raised on drama. Her mama and daddy fought like cats and dogs. Every relationship she saw growing up was loud, chaotic, on again, off again. So when Tasha finally met a man who was calm, steady, and consistent, she got bored.
Right.
Bored. Because her nervous system had been trained to associate chaos with love. And peace felt like nothing to her. Peace felt like absence to her. So she started picking fights. She started testing him. She started pulling back, seeing if he would chase. She started stirring up drama, seeing if he would react. And this man, this good man, he did the wisest thing a man in love can do. He sat her down and said, "Baby, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to love you. And if you keep looking for the fire, you're going to burn down the house." Tasha started crying because for the first time in her life, a man had told her the truth without leaving. He hadn't walked out. He hadn't shut down. He hadn't matched her chaos with his own. He had just told her the truth and stayed. Sister, when a man tells you the truth and stays, that is love. When a man sees you at your worst and still says, "I want you tomorrow," that is love. When a man could leave and doesn't, that is love. Because a man in love chooses you on the days when choosing you is inconvenient, uncomfortable, and hard. Anybody can love you on the good days. It doesn't take a man to love you when the wine is flowing and the vacation is booked and the sun is shining. It takes a man in love to love you when the bills are stacked, the baby is crying, the job just ended, and the whole world is on fire. That's when you find out. That's when the mask comes off. That's when love proves itself. Now here's another sign, and this one, oh sister, this one is going to make you shout. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts protecting you from himself. Read that again. He starts protecting you from himself. Because a good man in love knows that he is capable of hurting you even without meaning to. He knows his moods. He knows his stress. He knows his patterns. And instead of dumping all of that on you, he manages it. He goes to the gym when he's angry so he doesn't say something he can't take back. He calls his brother when he's frustrated so he doesn't come home and take it out on you. He takes a walk when he needs to think so he doesn't sit on the couch and give you the silent treatment. He is stewarding his own emotions because he understands that you are not his emotional dumping ground. You are his woman. And there is a difference. A woman who is loved is not a garbage can. She is a garden. And a man in love does not dump on the garden. He waters it. He tends to it. He kneels down and pulls the weeds out with his own hands because he knows the garden is where his life grows. And I want you to hear that because too many of you have been settling for men who dump their moods on you like you are the parking lot. Every bad day at work dumped on you. Every stress with his mama dumped on you. Every insecurity about his money dumped on you. And you thought that was love because at least he's opening up. No, sister, that is not love. That is emotional laziness dressed up in vulnerability's clothing. A man in love opens up to you, yes, but he does not empty on you. There is a difference. He shares, he does not offload. Now let me get into the next sign, because this one is subtle, but it is powerful. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts changing. Now, ladies, I know what you're thinking. You always told us we can't change a man, and I still say that. You cannot change a man, but a man in love will change himself, and you will not have to lift a finger. Because love is the one force in the universe that will make a grown man look in the mirror and go, I need to be better than this. He will start eating better because you deserve a man who's going to be around for the long haul. He will start saving money because he can't keep taking you to Applebee's forever. He will start reading books he never would have picked up. He will start listening to podcasts. He will start going to therapy if that's what it takes. He will start calling his mama more. He will start reaching out to his estranged father to make peace with the past. Because love, real love, doesn't just fill a man. It wakes him up. It shakes him. It makes him uncomfortable in the best possible way. Because he realizes that the man he has been is not the man you deserve, and he cannot stand the gap. That is one of the most beautiful signs a woman can witness. When you watch a man become more himself because of you, not less. More. When you watch him grow taller in his own life. When you watch him step into rooms he used to be scared of. When you watch him take risks he used to avoid. When you watch him forgive people he swore he would never forgive. When you watch him soften in places he used to be hard. That is what love does to a man. That is the sign. Not because he says he loves you, because he is becoming a man worthy of loving you. But sister, listen, and this is important. Do not, I repeat, do not mistake his changing for your project. He is not your fixer-upper. He is not your renovation. You are not his contractor. You did not sign up to rebuild him. If he is changing, it is because he chose to change. And if he is not changing and you keep loving him, hoping he will change, you are not a woman in love. You are a woman in denial. And I say that with love, but I say it firm, because too many of you have wasted years trying to build a man who did not order the blueprints. Stop doing that. Stop that today. If he is not choosing to grow, you are not obligated to shrink to fit his level. You are not his project. You are the prize. Now let me tell you about the fourth sign. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts making you feel safe. And I don't just mean physically safe, although that matters. I mean emotionally safe, financially safe, spiritually safe, reputationally safe. He becomes a fortress around you. And baby, when you have been in the world unprotected for a long time, when you have been fending for yourself, watching your own back, making your own way, standing in your own gap, and then a man comes along who steps into that gap and says, I got it from here, baby. Rest. That is a feeling you cannot describe until you feel it. That is love with skin on. Because here's what happens to women in this world. Y'all have been carrying so much for so long that many of you have forgotten what it feels like to be able to exhale. You have been the strong friend, the dependable co-worker, the rock for your family, the provider for your kids, the therapist for your friends, the counselor for your sisters, the safe place for everybody, and nobody has been the safe place for you. And you have gotten so used to holding it all together that when a man tries to help carry the weight, You don't even know how to let go. But a man in love, he keeps offering. He doesn't get offended when you don't let him in the first time. He doesn't get bitter when you're a little standoffish because life has hardened you. He is patient. He is consistent. He keeps showing up. He keeps holding the door open. He keeps saying, you don't have to do this alone. And one day, sister, one day you will exhale. You will feel your shoulders drop. You will feel your jaw unclench. You will feel your chest open up, and you will realize, oh my God, I have been safe this whole time. He has been safe this whole time. I just didn't know how to receive it. That moment when a strong woman finally learns to lean is one of the most beautiful moments in the world. And a man who is truly in love with you will wait for that moment. He will not rush it. He will not demand it. He will not throw it in your face. He will simply keep being the man he is until you feel ready to receive the love he is offering, because he understands something the world does not always understand. A strong woman does not need weak love. She needs strong, steady, patient love. And that's exactly what a man in love provides. Now, let me talk to you about the next sign. And this one is going to feel like a hug. When a man is falling in love with you, he becomes proud of you, not possessive. Proud, there is a difference. A possessive man treats you like property. He needs to know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, why you're doing it. That is not love. That is control. Do not confuse the two. But a proud man wants everybody to know he is with you. He shows you off, not because you are his trophy, but because you are his teammates, his MVP, his starting lineup, his whole squad. He introduces you like he means it. He does not say, this is my friend. He does not say, this is who I've been seeing. He says, this is my woman. And when a man calls you his woman in front of his people, sister, take note. Because a man does not stake his reputation on a woman he is not committed to. A man does not put you in front of his mama, his daddy, his boys, his co-workers, his pastor, his childhood best friend, unless he is planning on keeping you. A man protects his reputation. And the moment he attaches your name to his reputation publicly, he is telling you, I chose you. I am choosing you. I will keep choosing you. Ladies, let me tell you about a woman named Denise. Denise had been in a relationship for 4 years. 4 years, sister. And in 4 years, that man had never taken her home to meet his family. Not once. He had every excuse in the book. My mama's health isn't great. My daddy is old-fashioned. We just don't have those kinds of relationships. The holidays are stressful. And Denise, bless her heart, kept swallowing those excuses like they were vitamins. Kept telling herself, he'll do it when he's ready. He'll do it in his own time. Then one Sunday, Denise ran into that man at the mall. And guess who he was with? His mama, his daddy, his 2 sisters, his nephews, the whole family, out shopping. And that man saw Denise from 20 feet away and turned his head, sister, like he didn't know her, like they hadn't been sharing a bed for 4 years. Mm-hmm. She was a stranger. And Denise stood there in the middle of the mall with the shopping bags in her hand. And she finally understood. He was ashamed, not of her, of the fact that she was not his real life. She was his side life. She was his in-between life. She was his fill in the time until somebody better comes along life. And the family didn't know because he had never planned for them to know. Denise walked out of that mall a different woman. She went home. She packed her things. She left a note that said, I saw you today, and you saw me, and you looked away. That was the last time. She never spoke to him again. That man called for months, begged for months, sent flowers, sent letters, sent friends to plead his case. Denise never picked up because she finally understood. A man who is falling in love does not hide you. He is not ashamed of you. He is not protecting his image from you. He is bringing you into his image. He is expanding his image to include you. Sister, I want you to hear that story, and I want you to check your own situation. Where does he take you? Who does he introduce you to? Whose Christmas dinner do you attend? Whose funeral does he take you to? Whose wedding are you invited to? Because a man's inner circle is not decoration. His inner circle is his heart in human form. And if you are not in his inner circle, you are not in his heart. It really is that simple. Now let me talk to you about the next sign, and this one will surprise some of you. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts becoming curious about your past, not in a jealous way, in a curious way. He wants to know who you were before he met you. He wants to hear the stories. He wants to see the pictures. He wants to know about the little girl you used to be. He wants to know what made you cry when you were 7, what made you laugh when you were 12, what broke your heart when you were 17. He wants to know your first best friend. He wants to know your favorite teacher. He wants to know the songs you danced to in your bedroom before anybody was watching. Why? Because a man in love is not just falling for the woman in front of him. He is falling for the whole woman. And the whole woman includes every version of you that ever existed. He wants to meet the little girl inside you. Because when you are with him, all of your ages come with you. The 7-year-old who felt overlooked. The 12-year-old who felt awkward. The 17-year-old who felt heartbroken, the 22-year-old who felt lost, they are all still in there. And a man in love wants to hug every single one of them. That is depth. That is care. That is intimacy. And you cannot fake that. You cannot manufacture that. A man who is only interested in your body is not interested in your past. A man who is only interested in your face is not interested in your childhood. A man who is only interested in your money is not interested in your dreams. But a man who is falling in love wants the whole story, the prologue, the chapters, the epilogue. He wants it all because he is planning on being the sequel. And ladies, that curiosity works both ways. Because when a man is falling in love with you, he also opens up. He starts telling you things he has never told anybody. His secrets, his shames, his fears, his childhood wounds, his father wounds, his mother wounds, his regrets, his failures, the moments in his life he is not proud of. He does not lead with them, but he does not hide them either. He trusts you with them because trust is what love is built on, not attraction, not chemistry. Trust. And sister, when a man trusts you with his softest places, you have entered a kind of relationship most people never enter. Most men go through their entire lives without letting anybody see their soft places. They keep them buried. They keep them locked. They keep them so hidden, they don't even remember where they put the key. But love finds the key. Love turns the lock. Love opens the door. And when a man opens that door for you, do not walk in casually. Walk in reverently, because you are standing in a temple no other woman has ever seen. I need to say something to you right here, because I don't want you to miss it. When a man opens up to you, protect what he shares. Do not weaponize it. Do not use it against him in an argument. Do not throw it back in his face when you're mad. Do not run and tell your girlfriends. What he tells you in the dark, keep in the dark. because a man will only be that vulnerable once. If you burn him with his own truth, he will never bring you into that room again. And you will spend the rest of the relationship wondering why he closed off when you were the one who slammed the door. Now let me talk to you about something else, because we are not done yet. There are more signs, and I want you to see them all. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts respecting your no. Read that again. He starts respecting your no. Now, this might sound basic. It should be basic. But sister, we live in a world where a lot of women have never had their no respected. Their no has been ignored, argued with, negotiated, manipulated, guilt-tripped, and steamrolled. And so when a man comes along who actually hears your no the first time and honors it without a fight, you might not even recognize what you are receiving. You say, I don't want to eat there tonight. He says, okay, where do you want to go? You say, I'm not ready for that yet. He says, take your time. I'm not going anywhere. You say, I don't feel like being touched right now. He says, that's okay, baby. I just want to sit next to you. No arguing, no pouting, no punishing you with silence, no trying to change your mind with a smooth line. Just respect, just honor, just I hear you and I got you. That is love. That is a man treating you like a full human being with agency and dignity and voice. That is a man understanding that your no is not a rejection of him. Your no is a protection of you. And a man in love wants you protected, even from himself, even from his own desires, even from his own preferences. He would rather have your comfort than his own convenience every single time. But sister, if he pushes your no, if he negotiates your no, if he wears you down until you say yes just to get some peace, if he makes you feel guilty for saying no, if he punishes you with silence or coldness or distance after you say no, that is not love. That is control wearing love's cologne. And you need to trust your gut on that one, because your body knows the difference. Your body will tell you when a man is loving you versus when a man is managing you. You just have to be brave enough to listen. Now, let me talk to you about the next sign, and this one I want you to sit with, because this one is the sign that catches a lot of women by surprise. When a man is falling in love with you, he becomes soft with you. Now hear me out. Not weak, not passive, not spineless. Soft, there is a difference. A soft man is not a weak man. A soft man is a strong man who has laid his weapons down because he trusts you. See, most men walk around this world with their armor on all the time. They have to. The world is not kind to a man with his guard down. So they build walls. They put on the mask. They keep their emotions locked up so tight that even they don't know what they're feeling half the time. That is survival. That is what the world has taught them. But when a man is falling in love with you, he takes the armor off. When he walks in your door, he sets the weapons down. He exhales. He softens. He becomes tender in a way he cannot be tender anywhere else. You see him laugh in a way his coworkers never see. You see him cry in a way his boys never see. You see him quiet in a way his family never sees. You see him gentle in a way even his own mother has not seen since he was a little boy. Because you are the one place in the world where he does not have to be strong. And ladies, that is a sacred gift. That is a man handing you the softest part of himself and saying, this is mine, and I trust you with it. Please do not break it. And sister, if a man ever gives you that softness, receive it. Do not tease him for it. Do not tell your girlfriends and laugh about it. Do not use it as leverage. Just receive it. Just hold it. Just be worthy of it. Because when a man is soft with you, he is telling you, you are my safest place in the world. And there is no higher compliment a man can pay a woman. Now let me tell you the next sign, because we are still going. When a man is falling in love with you, he becomes intentional about your future, not just his future, yours. He starts asking you what you want. He starts asking about your dreams. He starts asking about your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. And then, and here is the important part, he starts figuring out how his life can support yours. Not just how your life can fit into his, but how his life can be arranged to help yours flourish. Because a man in love does not want to shrink you. He wants to expand you. He does not want to keep you small so he can feel big. He wants to see you become everything you were born to be. Your career, he is your biggest cheerleader. Your business, he is your first investor. Your dreams, he is your co-conspirator. Your goals, he is on the team. Your success is not a threat to him. Your success is a gift to him. Because when you win, he wins. Because you are one team now. And a man who is in love understands that. But sister, if a man wants you smaller, if a man wants you quieter, if a man wants you less ambitious, less independent, less brilliant, so he can feel more comfortable, that is not love. That is insecurity dressed up in relationship clothes. A real man does not need you to shrink for him to feel tall. A real man was already tall before you got there. A real man wants you standing at your full heights next to him. Both of you tall together. Both of you free together. Both of you flourishing together. That is a love worth having. I want you to hear me on this, because a lot of you have been made to feel like you have to choose between being loved and being powerful. Like you have to pick between having a man and having a life. Like your ambition is a threat to your relationship. Sister, that is a lie. That is a lie told by small men who cannot handle whole women. The right man, the man who is really falling in love with you, he wants all of you. Your softness and your strength, your gentleness and your fire, your feminine and your fierce. He wants the whole package because he understands that a woman is a magnificent, complicated, powerful being. And he considers himself blessed to be near you. Now, let me get into another sign, because there is more, so much more, and I want you to know it all. When a man is falling in love with you, he becomes financially transparent with you. Now, I am not saying he tells you everything on day one. Nobody should be doing that. But over time, as the relationship deepens, he stops hiding his money situation from you. He tells you when he's doing well. He tells you when he's struggling. He tells you when he made a big purchase. He tells you when he made a bad investment. He tells you when he's saving for something. He tells you when he's giving to something. Why? Because money is one of the most vulnerable parts of a man's life. Money is tied up in his identity, his ego, his sense of purpose, his sense of provision. And when a man lets you into his money conversation, he is letting you into a room most people never see. He is trusting you with the numbers. He is trusting you with the truth. He is trusting you with the fear. Because a lot of men, more than they will ever admit, are scared about money. Scared they are not making enough. Scared they are not saving enough. Scared they are not going to be able to provide the life they want to provide. And when a man tells you that fear, he is telling you something profound. He is telling you that he sees you as a partner, not just a girlfriend. And sister, if a man ever brings you into his money conversation, protect that too. Do not shame him if he is struggling. Do not laugh at his savings if they are small. Do not push him to earn more before he is ready. Just listen. Just support. Just remind him that you are with him not for the number in his account, but for the man he is. And you will watch that man work harder for you than he has ever worked for anybody. Because a man will move mountains for a woman who believes in him. But a man will not lift a finger for a woman who nickel and dimes him. So choose your posture wisely. Now, let me talk to you about the next sign. When a man is falling in love with you, he becomes protective of your name. Meaning, he does not let people talk crazy about you when you are not in the room. He does not laugh when his boys make a joke at your expense. He does not sit quiet while his coworker says something disrespectful. He does not let his mama, God bless her, run her mouth about you without gently but firmly shutting it down. He becomes your defender in rooms you are not even in, because he understands that your reputation is his reputation now. Your name is his name now. Y'all are linked. And when they come for you, they are coming for him, and he will not tolerate it. That is what a man in love does. He does not just love you in front of you. He loves you behind your back. He talks well of you when you can't hear him. He praises you to people who don't even know you. He builds your reputation up brick by brick in every conversation he is in, because he is proud of you and he wants the world to know how blessed he is to have you. But sister, if a man laughs when people disrespect you, if a man stays quiet when his friends drag your name, if a man lets his mother speak to you any kind of way and doesn't step in, if a man discusses your business in group chats with his boys, that is not love. That is betrayal wrapped in relationship paper. And you deserve better. You deserve a man who will go to war for your name. You deserve a man who will shut down a room to protect your dignity. You deserve a man who will lose a friendship before he will lose you. That is love. Anything less is negotiation. I want to tell you one more story. Let's call her Michelle. Michelle had been dating a man for about a year. Everything looked fine on the surface. He was a good man. He treated her well when they were together. But something kept nagging at Michelle. Then one night they went to a family barbecue, his family, and his uncle, this loud, crass, disrespectful man, started making comments about Michelle. Little jabs, little digs. Nothing overtly hostile, but sharp enough to sting. And her man, the man she had been giving her love to, sat there and laughed. He laughed, sister. He laughed at his uncle's jokes about the woman he was supposed to love. Michelle did not say a word at the barbecue. She was too shocked. She was too hurt. She went home that night and cried. Then she wiped her face, put on her big girl clothes, and had a conversation with him the next morning. She said, "You laughed. When your uncle disrespected me, you laughed." And that man had the audacity to say, "Baby, that's just how he is. Don't take it personal." Michelle said, "It is personal because I am your person. And if I am not personal to you, then we don't need to be together." He apologized, said he would do better next time. But sister, next time came and he did the same thing again. Because a man's true character does not change because you complained. A man's true character reveals itself again and again in the moments that matter. Michelle left him, and within a year, she met a man who, on their very first double date, when a stranger at another table made a rude comment about her outfit, stood up and walked over and asked the man to apologize. Just like that, no hesitation, no performance. That's my woman. And I don't tolerate anybody speaking about her like that. So we're going to fix this right now. And they did. And Michelle sat there watching this man defend her over a comment from a stranger. And she knew she had finally found a man in love, because a man in love does not tolerate disrespect toward his woman. Not from friends, not from family, not from strangers, not from anybody. Now, ladies, let me take a moment and talk to you directly, because I know some of you are listening to me and you are feeling something. Maybe you are feeling seen. Maybe you are feeling angry. Maybe you are feeling sad. Maybe you are feeling all of it at once. And I just want you to know it is okay to feel it all, because sometimes the truth hurts before it heals. Sometimes the light exposes before it warms. Sometimes you have to see what you have been settling for before you can imagine what you actually deserve. And sister, hear me. You deserve everything I have just described. Every single sign, every single behavior, every single ounce of care and protection and softness and pride and curiosity and safety and intentionality, all of it. That is not a fantasy. That is not a fairy tale. That is not asking for too much. That is the standard. That is the baseline. That is what love actually looks like when a man is falling for you. And if the man you are with is not doing these things, I am not telling you to leave him tomorrow. I am telling you to open your eyes. I am telling you to stop making excuses. I am telling you to stop rationalizing. I am telling you to have the conversation. Show him this list. Read him this truth. See how he responds. If he takes it in and starts changing, beautiful. Maybe love is on the way. If he gets defensive, dismissive, or angry, that is your answer. That is your very clear, very loud answer. Because a man who is capable of loving you will not be offended by the standard. He will rise to it. But a man who is not capable of loving you will be threatened by the standard. He will resent it. And that resentment will tell you everything you need to know. Now, let me talk to you about the next sign, because we are still building this thing. When a man is falling in love with you, he becomes patient with your process. Whatever you are going through, whatever healing you are doing, whatever growing you are doing, he does not rush you. He does not demand faster. He does not tap his foot at your timeline. He walks with you at your pace, because he understands that love is not a race. Love is a garden, and gardens grow at the speed of the soil, not at the speed of the impatient farmer. You are healing from past trauma. He is patient. You are working through trust issues. He is patient. You are learning to receive love after years of only giving. He is patient. You are figuring out how to be soft after years of having to be hard. He is patient. He is not going anywhere. He is not putting a clock on your growth. He is just being present. And baby, that presence, that patience is the medicine that finally lets you heal. Because a lot of women cannot heal in a hurry. A lot of women need a man who will just stay while they figure it out. And a man in love will stay. Now, sister, let me be clear about something. Patience is not permission for endless dysfunction. His patience is not your excuse to stay stuck. His grace is not your license to never grow. Because a man in love is patient with your process, yes, but he is also invested in your growth. He is watching. He is hoping. He is cheering you on. And if you never move, if you never heal, if you never do the work, eventually even the most patient man will grow weary, because love does not just require patience. It also requires movement. Both of you have to be moving. Both of you have to be growing. Both of you have to be doing the work. Otherwise, patience turns into stagnation. and stagnation turns into resentment, and resentment turns into the end. So take the grace he is giving you and do something with it. Use it to heal. Use it to grow. Use it to become the woman he already sees in you, because he sees her, sister. Even when you don't see her, he sees her. That's why he's still here. Now let me get into the next sign. When a man is falling in love with you, he starts including you in the small things, not just the big things, the small things. And this is important because the big things are easy. Any man will invite you to a birthday party. Any man will bring you to a wedding. Any man will take you on a vacation. Those are the loud, obvious moments. But the small things, the random Tuesday grocery run, the Sunday afternoon nap, the quiet errand, the trip to the hardware store, those are the tell. When a man in love goes to the grocery store, he wants you next to him. When he goes to the barber, he wants you sitting in the chair, scrolling on your phone. When he watches the game, he wants you on the couch, even if you don't care about the game. Because it's not about the game. It's about the couch. It's about the being together. It's about the ordinary. It's about the fact that he does not want to live his life in the small moments without you. Because those small moments are what add up to a life. And he is building a life. And you are the co-builder. So he is bringing you along everywhere all the time, in the loud rooms and the quiet ones. And baby, when a man wants you in the quiet rooms, that's when you know. Because anybody can want you in the loud rooms. Anybody can want you dressed up, made up, at a party, at an event, looking good in the picture. But wanting you in the quiet rooms, in the sweatpants, hair in a bonnet, no makeup, breath still bad from sleep, that is love. That is the love that stays. That is the love that lasts. That is the love that builds a family, a home, a legacy. Not the loud rooms, the quiet ones. Now, sister, we are getting close to the end, and I want to bring it all home for you because I know I have given you a lot. I have given you sign after sign after sign, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel like there is a checklist you have to run every man through. What I want you to feel is clarity. What I want you to feel is confidence. What I want you to feel is a knowing deep in your bones of what love actually looks like when a man is falling for you. Because here is the truth. And I want you to write this one down and put it on your mirror. Love is not confusing. Love is clear. Love is not chaotic. Love is calm. Love is not painful. Love is peaceful. Love is not a guessing game. Love is a knowing. And if you are guessing, if you are decoding, if you are asking your girlfriends, if you are laying awake at night trying to figure it out, then whatever you are in is not love. Not yet. It might be interest. It might be attraction. It might be chemistry. It might even be affection. But love, real love, does not leave you wondering. Because when a man is truly falling in love with you, he will not let you wonder. He will make sure you know. Not by his words, but by his life. His whole life will start reorganizing itself around you, and you will feel it. You will feel it in your bones. You will feel it when you wake up. You will feel it when you go to sleep. You will feel it in the middle of a Tuesday for no particular reason. You will feel peace. You will feel safe. You will feel chosen. Not sometimes, all the time. And sister, that is what you were made for. That is what you were built for. That is what God had in mind when he made you a woman. Not confusion, not settling, not almost love, real love, full love, whole love. The kind of love that shows up on time, does what it says, keeps its promises, protects your heart, honors your name, and stays through the storm. That love, that is your birthright. So today, I want you to make a decision. I want you to decide right now that you are done accepting less. You are done making excuses for men who cannot see you. You are done shrinking yourself to fit inside relationships that were never big enough for you in the first place. You are done being a placeholder. You are done being a maybe. You are done being a situation. You are done being a still see. You are somebody. You are a whole woman, and you deserve a whole love. You are not asking for too much. Say it with me. You are not asking for too much. You are not too emotional. You are not too deep. You are not too needy. You are not too intense. You are not too much. You have never been too much. You will never be too much. Anybody who told you that was projecting their own limits onto your abundance, and you do not have to keep carrying their voice in your head. Put it down. Set it down today. Walk away from it. You are free. You deserve a man who wakes up thinking about you. You deserve a man who moves through his day mindful of you. You deserve a man who goes to sleep grateful for you. You deserve a man who defends you when you're not in the room. You deserve a man who softens with you and stands up for you. You deserve a man who says we without being reminded. You deserve a man who studies you like his favorite book. You deserve a man who becomes a better man because you are in his life. You deserve a man who protects your peace, guards your name, honors your no, and cherishes your yes. You deserve all of it, every single piece. And sister, the moment you decide you deserve it, everything changes. The moment you decide you will not accept less, the universe rearranges. The moment you carry yourself like a woman who knows what love actually looks like, you stop attracting men who don't know how to give it. You start filtering out the noise. You start standing taller. You start walking slower. You start speaking softer but firmer. You start trusting your gut. You start honoring your own knowing. You start becoming the woman you have been waiting to be. And when that woman shows up, love does too. It always does. Because that woman, the woman who knows her worth, the woman who will not shrink, the woman who has decided that only real love will do, that woman is a magnet. She does not have to chase. She does not have to beg. She does not have to convince. She just has to be. And love comes to her. Real love. The kind that stays. The kind that shows. So here is what I want you to take with you today. When you are trying to figure out if a man is falling in love with you, stop listening to his words and start watching his life. Because a man's life will tell you the truth his mouth is trying to hide. Watch where he puts his time. Watch where he puts his money. Watch who he introduces you to. Watch what he sacrifices. Watch what he softens for. Watch what he changes. Watch what he protects. Watch what he includes you in. And most of all, watch how you feel in his presence, because your peace is a compass. If he brings you peace, you are on the right road. If he brings you chaos, no matter how beautiful the chaos looks, you are on the wrong one. Trust your peace. Trust your knowing. Trust the woman inside you who has been trying to tell you the truth all along. She is not paranoid. She is not crazy. She is not overreacting. She is your protector, and she is speaking. Listen to her. And ladies, one more thing before I let you go. Do not settle. Do not settle. Do not settle. Do not settle for a man who is not sure of you. Do not settle for a man who is still figuring it out after 2 years. Do not settle for a man who is not proud of you. Do not settle for a man who is not curious about you. Do not settle for a man who is not intentional with you. Do not settle for the appetizer when God has a whole feast prepared for you. Push back from the table. Wait. Be patient, because the feast is coming, and you do not want to be full on scraps when the real meal arrives. You are worthy of the feast. You are worthy of the wedding. You are worthy of the man who chooses you every day, in every room, with every breath. You are worthy of a love that is loud in its actions and quiet in its chaos. You are worthy of a love that shows up when it is not fun to show up. You are worthy of a love that goes the distance. You are worthy. Full stop.
Period.
Now go be that woman. Walk out of here different than you walked in. Take this with you. Carry it in your chest. Let it change the way you look at yourself in the mirror tomorrow. Let it change the way you answer the phone when he calls. Let it change the way you sit at the dinner table. Let it change the way you say your own name. Because you are somebody. You are a whole woman and you deserve a whole love. And if this hit your spirit today, if any of this landed in a place that needed to hear it, do me a favor. Drop a heart in the comments. Let another woman know she is not alone. Because somewhere right now, there's a sister crying in her car, wondering if she is asking for too much. And she needs to hear this. She needs to hear you. She needs to hear that she is not crazy. She is not too much and she is not alone. So share this with her. Because sometimes the best thing we can do for our sisters is say, here, this is for you. This is the truth. Take it, carry it, and never ever settle again. You are loved. You are seen. You are enough. And real love, the kind that shows every single sign, is on its way to you. Now go get ready to receive it, baby, because it is coming. And when it arrives, you are going to know